A gun battle on the interstate leaves 2 policemen dead. Investigators search for suspects while a community mourns. That's next from the vault. Plus, remembering Lucky Lindy, a visit to the historic airfield where Charles Lindbergh delivered airmail to central Illinois. All that, a sky-high adventure with WCIA's Ripcord Rob Collins. And not all models have that long, lean look. A local casting agency looks for scintillating, sharp, and short. That and more next from the vault.
The stories that made news and made history, the places that matter to us, and the people who make Central Illinois home. Join us from the vault.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Metcalf. Thanks for joining us. It was a routine traffic stop that night in April 1979, but by the end of the night, 5 people were dead. An Illinois state trooper pulled over a vehicle for going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. There were 4 cars in the group, so the trooper called Paxton Police for backup. Minutes later, both the trooper and the officer were dead, and a manhunt was on for the suspects. Channel 3 news cameras were there that night as investigators tried to make sense of the scene. The highway was closed as officers looked for evidence. The cars involved in the shootout were taken to police impound, where they were examined closely and technicians dusted for fingerprints. But the motive was anything but apparent.
At this point, we honestly don't know what happened. We do not know what triggered the first burst of gunfire. We don't even have any viable theories.
At daybreak, police scoured Paxton and nearby farms to find one of the suspects. The manhunt was all out, by air, by ground, and with police canines. The suspects were eventually captured, and at trial, prosecutors argued that the shootout occurred because the suspects had illegal weapons in the trunks of their cars. Not much solace for the towns of Dwight and Paxton, who came out to say goodbye to their boys in blue. Here's WCIA's Ann Anderson.
They came in uniform to Dwight from all over the country, California, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Oklahoma, to pay their respects to 32-year-old Trooper McCarter.
We would have come for any state law enforcement officer or any highway patrolman. We're going to try to attend all their funerals, the least we can do for another law enforcement agency.
At high noon, St. Patrick's Church was filled to capacity. It would be a difficult day for the family, who would also bury McCarter's brother-in-law, Donald Weiss, slain that night while riding with McCarter in the patrol car. At the altar, 2 of McCarter's uncles, one a priest from Danville, the other a priest from Indiana. The message on this occasion was directed to law officers assembled.
I hope they recognize that every one of you, in the imitation of Christ himself, who will come as judge, every one of you has to be a judge on the spot and make a decision, sometimes in seconds, that would take a judge at the bench to make possibly over a period of months.
Trooper McCarter was a very fine person. He was a fine police officer, a very dedicated officer. He thought a lot of his job. He thought a lot of the community that he lived in, and thought a lot of the state police.
Father O'Reilly also spoke of his nephew as a gentleman. The priest said the first shots fired from his nephew's gun in 10 years with the state police were not fired until last Saturday night. At Olivet Cemetery, there were no rifle salutes, but rather, on the way, silent lights of patrol cars were to be the final tribute to one of their own. Ann Anderson, Channel 3 News, Dwight, Illinois.
Monroe Lampkin was convicted twice of the killings of those police officers. His first conviction was overturned, and he was convicted again at retrial in 1985. To mark the 40th anniversary of the I-57 shootout, the city of Paxton named the overpass where it happened in honor of the victims. More than 100 people came to the dedication of the McCarter-Weiss Case Hale Memorial Overpass. If you're driving around the state of Illinois with those Lincoln license plates, their days are numbered. But those 2001 plates were historic. They were the first to feature an image along with text. They were also voted upon by Illinois residents online back in 1999. Here's Alan Heyman from the vault.
Starting in January 2001, cars in Illinois will get a little bit of a makeover, and this is how our new license plates will look.
Number 9 was a clear winner.
About a month ago, Secretary of State Jesse White asked Illinoisans to vote on their favorite of 9 designs.
And I'll be very honest with you, the one that I liked was number 2. Number 2 did not see the light of day.
Even though Jesse White wasn't one of them, more than 100,000 people picked number 9 as their favorite. But that means more than 8 million drivers didn't vote. So we decided to take the new design to the water cooler. The water cooler for cars, that is. I just wondered if you could tell me what you think.
I think it looks very nice.
It's a grand improvement over the old one.
It's different. It's license plate.
So I guess the question is different better?
It doesn't make a difference to me.
It looks kind of plain compared to other states' license plates.
Whether you're excited, unmoved, or even bored by the new plates, even the man who will sell them says they're not perfect. Honest Abe is a little hard to make out behind the numbers.
It may mean moving Abraham Lincoln around a little bit so you can see him a little bit better. It may. I didn't say it would, but we've had a discussion about it.
The first of those Lincoln license plates were handed out in Champaign. Well, the master of motorcycle jumps comes to Central Illinois. What brings Evel Knievel to Danville? Find out coming up. Plus, the oil crisis means changes at a Central Illinois airport, flying high and going green. Next.